Dragon Source, sexiest man alive, Alien Slayer, Demon Slayer, Angel, and alive on the earth. Let's go. This video is about the rat race, the Matrix, you could call it. Look at the butterfly. The rat race makes you insane. Whoa. Lots of butterflies. The rat race makes you insane. The average man is totally insane. The common consensus is insane. It's mental illness. That's why you guys get all these cancers and strokes, heart attacks, high cholesterol, obesity, like, you know, a bunch of mucus, people just constantly hawking loogies. Like, mental illness breeds physical illness every time. Every time. Sometimes it takes decades to fully manifest, but it's there. Like, this society makes you sick. It kills you. It causes all kinds of psychological stress. Like, maybe you're in a jungle and there's tigers and hawks and, you know, all kind of predators, okay? Still, you're not really going to be worried around the clock. You're not going to be stressed around the clock. Like, you know, all right, if I go over there, it might be a tiger, got my little fort in a tree or something. I'm all right most of the time. Just got to go down there, maybe into a stressful area for a few minutes, but I'll be fine. Maybe a tiger attacks you once, you got a spear. You're fine after that, all right? This society, though, constant mental stress, all right? They control you through the financial system. Oh, taxes. Oh, am I going to have enough for rent? Like, the average person can barely pay rent. That's insane. The average person can barely even keep their shelter. Like, how do we not all own our shelter? Like, that's insane. You're gonna, like, you have to be a slave to this system to even have food and shelter and basic human necessities. That is insanity. Like, how long can you keep on being a slave? Eventually you're gonna burn out. A lot of people do, and they just, you know, van life it or live out of their car. And if that breaks down, they're just completely homeless, and then they turn to drugs because, poor me, no one in this whole world loves me. And that happens to a surprising amount of people. Like, and then you're supposed to, you're expected to save through retirement for all that. And then the only way, I don't want to say the only way, but the safest way to have long-term financial prosperity is to go to college. And college is like one of the most stressful things ever. You know, personally, I dropped out of college. It just wasn't for me, but not that I'm, you know, not intelligent enough to do it. Like, I just didn't care. It didn't resonate. I found it stressful. I couldn't get along with anyone there. I didn't like the politically correct landscape. And I just wasn't meshing with it at all. Like, at all. Didn't make sense. And then they charge you debt just to go to college. So you go to college so you can get a better job, but then you're stuck having to work in the system for decades just to pay off the debt it took to go to college. And if you don't go to college and you're not qualified for anything high paying or medium paying out of the gate, you're just, and rent and food prices and gas just keeps on going up. So it's like just how much longer are we going to take it in the ass collectively? That's my question. Just how much longer are we going to tolerate this bullshit? How much longer can we tolerate this bullshit? Why can't we just fly above all of it? Like, who's with me? Why don't we just make our own society where everyone can have food and shelter and no one has to be a slave in a cubicle all day just to maintain that? Like, that's, you know, let's be mentally healthy. Let's actually be sane. That's a revolutionary idea. That shouldn't even be revolutionary, but it is to an insane society. All right, and then there's a slow burn psychological stress that you are subjected to just to, you know, keep a roof over your head or keep all the people you're dependent on in some way, shape, or form happy, right? Like, humans Humans are worse than any predator in the jungle, by far. It's the constant slow burn, psychological stress, playing politics. Like, there's no politics in the jungle. It's like, it's just respect my space or get eaten. All right, I'll respect your space. Like, there's none of this, like, oh, I might stalk you in a month if you push my button just the right way. No, it's like animals are just right now. There's no long-term, methodically planned out fuckery that like the human race engages in. You know? Okay, so I propose we start a whole new civilization. Call it Source Nation. All right, grounded on the New Earth frequencies where no one has to be a slave. We're just free. Build a structure once and it's done. It's ours for life. There's no payment. There's no money. There's no rent. Like, you guys realize the financial system is how the elite keep power over you, right? If everyone stopped believing in money, like, the whole economy would just be fried like that, like overnight apocalypse if everyone stopped believing in money. There's this Rick and Morty episode where I think it's episode 1 of season 3, after Rick basically did some gangster shit to the Citadel and just destroyed the whole thing by changing a 1 to a 0. I don't know if you guys have seen that episode, but it's absolutely hilarious. There's like, Grandpa Rick, how are you going to destroy the Citadel? Grandpa's like, excellent ideas, kids, but watch carefully as Grandpa destroys an entire government by changing a 1 to a 0. And so basically their dollars went from a value of 1 to a value of 0. And then everyone just, all the bots in the hive mind, all the grasshopper aliens in the Galactic Federation or whatever, they all go insane. Like, he's like, oh no, we don't have any money. He's like, it's okay. I'm going to make sure we resolve this. Wait, who's paying me to yell at this guy? Ah! And everyone goes insane. You guys realize if we just stopped believing in money, the whole system would crash in one day. In one day. In one day. So money is the problem. Once we go back to a resource-based economy and we start cooperating with each other for everyone to have their needs met, once we actually have like a community structure going on, then, you know, the elite will just lose all their power just like that. They'll actually be the most screwed if they actually had to work with their hands to build structures for themselves, etc. Like, they never done any hard physical labor in their life. Like, they're just done. So, but this all hinges on the idea of the common good, interest in the common good. Basically, communism done the right way, not done the wrong way, using a tyrant to impose laws. All right, not a forced equality, a natural equality. Okay, but all that hinges on if we can get a large enough group of people to collectively agree on the same idea of sovereignty. Can we get a large group of people to agree on this idea for us to be free? You know, carve out our own nation, our own land. All right, I'm talking thousands of acres, okay? Can we get enough people to collectively agree on this principle, on this vision? Source Nation. Read the description. All right, talk about Source Nation as well as possibility of you getting your consultation. Basically, I'll solve your problems for you. I'll alchemize, transmute any outdated thought processes or stagnant energies you may currently be carrying, and just help you live a better life. Payment is made at the end of your consultation on a sliding scale of $1 to infinity, because I have no limitations and I'm here to help everyone. All right. With all that being said, much love. Live on New Earth. We're going to make a whole new nation. Visionary, the sexy, charismatic leader. I now raise the sexy meter of my audience to sexier, 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 and sexy.
I now take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real on the Creation Lightship New World timeline where Source Nation is a reality. 54321, 54321, 54321. Done. One more time. What is Source Nation? Just a nation for us all to be collectively free from the system, not slaves to anything. There's no money involved. It's just a community structure of like-minded individuals all trying to live in peace and sovereignty. Totally resource-based, where everyone has interests in the common good. There's no greed. There's no oppression of any sort. Just free. Now, who's with me? Drop a comment, like, subscribe, share this video to whoever needs to hear it. Shine on and stay sexy.